Thursday.
Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Indonesia and Namibia to mark 30 years of bilateral ties. Caretaker of destitute 73-year-old extends appreciation to the public. And Horse Racing Association optimistic for 2021.
The Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Windhoek hosted a New Year's greeting at the ambassador's residence this week to brief the public on planned activities as the two nations prepare to celebrate 3 decades of diplomatic relations on the 11th of May 2021. Indonesia's relationship with Namibia stretches back many years before the Southern African country gained its independence, when the Asian nation was one of a few to support the liberation movement SWAPO at the United Nations. In May 1991, both countries signed a joint communique that established diplomatic relations between the two states that has continued to thrive to this day.
During Namibia's struggle for independence, Indonesia worked together with the South-West Africa People's Organization SWAPO in the United Nations Forum. The Indonesian government has always supported the Namibian people for their rights to freedom and independence in accordance with the Charter of the UN General Assembly resolutions and the implementation of the UN Security Council resolutions number 435/1978, which was adopted on 29 September 1978 regarding the preparation for Namibian independence. Indonesia and Namibia have built a partnership and friendship founded on shared interests, mutual respect, and people-to-people ties. Our everyday interaction and highlighted by increasing economic cooperation, including trade, investment, tourism, agriculture, and technical cooperations. Within the political realm, the relation between Namibia and Indonesia have been excellent and growing stronger at the bilateral and international level.
Since March 2016, the government of Indonesia granted a 30-day visa-free for Namibians visiting Indonesia. During Namibian President Hage Geingov's visit to that country in 2018, he announced that Indonesians traveling to Namibia also do not need to require a visa.
Indonesia's relationship with Namibia significantly tightened after President Hage Geingov's trade visit to Indonesia in 2018. Which among other things were resulted in the signing of an MOU in marine affairs and fisheries cooperation and between our chambers of commerce and industry. However, of course, we still need to promote further exchange of visits involving government officials, experts, and private sector.
Pratikno arrived in Windhoek at the end of last year to be the new ambassador and has expressed confidence in the close relationship enjoyed by the two states, stating that they will continue to flourish in the future.
It's 2021. Started off with a win. At Spar, we have wins everywhere. You could be one of hundreds of shoppers to win your shopping for free instantly. And keep winning when you save on 500-gram Spar cornflakes for only $18.99 and Spar smooth yogurt 6-pack for just $10.29. Start 2021 with a win. Start with Spar.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Last year, Today on One reported about 73-year-old Constancia Shihepo, whose life was halted in 2014 when she got hit by a municipal bus while on her way home, and has since been under the care of her daughter-in-law, who has reached out to the public for assistance. Since the broadcast, the family has been receiving overwhelming support from the public. Stella Shihepo, the daughter-in-law who has since her accident taken responsibility for her mother-in-law after her family neglected her, says she is immensely grateful for all the help she has received since reaching out last year. She says following the support, things have now become easier as they have received financial assistance and grocery donations from members of the public, and a neighbor who also volunteered to assist Stella in taking care of her mother-in-law while she was at work.
Die video op die nuus gesien het, het hulle vir ons regtig vir ons gehelp. Ons het regtig vir baie hulp gekry. Kos, haar toiletries, die doekies, salf, ons het toch, ek kan toch iets eten nie. En ek kan net sê nie, dit was net onze rasse mense wat hier was. Dit was toch verschillende mense, daar was ook iemand ook van Engeland, Canada, ons het toch hulp gekry. Redelijk voor een extra vrienden. Als ik nou die naam roep, zal dit toch niet moeilijk klinken, maar ik zal net zeggen, elke een wat een cent uitgehaald heeft of iets voor ons komt gegeven, ik en oma zei, baie dankie. Dit was hoe moet ik voor u zeggen, dit was niet makkelijk voor mij, dit was het baie boodschap wat gekomen het. Ja, Stella ons waardeert dit, hou aan, en daar was ook pastoor wat voor mij getroost heeft. Dit was niet makkelijk voor mij, nee, maar ik heb het gaan doen. En ik sta vandaag, zeg ik zo proud van mijn handwerken. Ze heeft altijd gezegd, ik, zoals ik voor haar schoonmaak, het is altijd gezegd, ik ben toch Stella, dat ik maar doodgaan, dat ik maar rest. Toen ik voor haar altijd gezegd, nee, je moet niet zo praten. Het liefst moet je voor mij elke aan moet bed, dat ik aan de kracht kan krijgen en opstaan en dat je moed krijgen voor jou. Kom schoonmaak. Het is toch, ons het gelijk toch geen problemen. Dit gaat goed toch met ons. En ons zal toch geen liggen. En ik zal zeggen, ons krijgen help tot nou toe. Niet net kost of geld of wat. Geen hele peel en vraag. Stel, hoe gaat het met jou schoonmaak? En dit, ik voel toch, ik weet niet hoe moet ik zeggen, ik voel proud.
The 73-year-old Constancia says her leg, which was infected after being amputated, is now healing well, as she is now able to attend all her doctor's appointments, although she is challenged at times as the wheelchair she uses isn't in good condition.
Kuda kawat magrai oskin isa. Ngati tikiros. Isa ta kawat kabe. Isa ko. Le kuda ki ko na pasiti ta ke ako masi. Na ta ke kai sera tangi. Ha uda ko na tri ko rokin. Ina tri de mai. Le ko maskaya ne ko skani batrit mai asna ta an. Ta yi khata kan yum ya ke. Yum khata kan zai tuit.
En ze heeft nog een ander reisstoel gehad. Toen moest nog iemand voor ons gehelpen. Toen heb ik mijn man veranderd. Die ene keer gaan gekoop. Zo ik zal ook waarderen als iemand kan misschien voor ons kan zeggen, nee, ons kan bij government gaan en misschien aanzoek gaan doen om niet weten van als ik voor een dokter toevat of zeggen, bij dat krijg ik baie zwaar van die tool werkt toch niet lekker voor ons niet. Zij is gezond en ons moet vooral net elke dag of na elke halve uur moet ze net medicijnen moet krijgen en ik moet vooral hierdie kant toe draaien, die kant toe zo. Dus en die hospitaal heeft ook voor ons die neefjes gestuurd en die conversen voor ons komen gegeven. Toen kom kijken van, ik heb altijd gezegd, je moet net iets tijd en kost sturen of misschien voor ons geld sturen. Ik heb vooral altijd gezegd, ik wil dat je moet komen en zelf komen zien.
Stella Shihepo's contact details are still available below for members of the public who would like to provide additional assistance to them.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
This station subscribes to the Namibia Media Code of Conduct and is regulated by the Media Ombudsman, appointed to deal with complaints about media content that breach this code. This includes content that is inaccurate, unfair, or that invade privacy. We encourage aggrieved members of the public to submit complaints to the Media Ombudsman via mediaombudsmannamibia.org. The Media Ombudsman is supported by the Editors Forum of Namibia, advocating for ethical and quality journalism.
"2020 proved to be a difficult year for most sporting codes in the country due to the outbreak of the coronavirus. The Namibia Horse Racing Association had a success story as they have managed to get their biggest sponsorship deal with MTC coming on board. The association's president Martinez de Val, in an interview with Today on One Sports Desk, recapped 2020 and highlighted plans for 2021. Despite a difficult period for horse racing due to the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, the Namibia Horse Racing Association President Martinez de Val highlighted some successes at the association in 2020.
2020 was actually, we faced a lot of challenges last year in regards of when COVID came in effect. We went into the restrictions with the government, the rules, the regulations, so we couldn't hold any races, and that's a big challenge for us because most of us rely on horse racing events, especially the horse owners and the jockeys. So we faced, and it was really difficult for us because to survive through the year, because we are, our horses are, to be maintained is very expensive because we buy our horses in South Africa and we kept them on the stables. It's not horses that we can keep in the field, so we kept them in stables, so we need to feed them every third day. So it was tough for us, but we survived. The success that we, actually, the main one was the sponsorship that we got from MTC. There was a time that we lost hope, but MTC just came on the right time to give us that sponsorship. So we held our first event in November last year, 2020, and it was a huge success. So we attracted a lot of crowd, and we are on track now.
De Val further mentioned that the association is planning 2 MTC derbies for 2021, as he admitted that the events won't be the same without spectators present, but is optimistic going into 2021.
We still have 2 events planned for MTC, both the sponsorship. In March we will have our first event, but with the new regulations, the president said all sports codes are allowed to do sports, but without spectators. So we will have racing events this year, but I think whether it will change or not, but we won't have any spectators, but because our people love horse racing, so it will have a negative effect on them. The only way to reach out to our people is by broadcasting the events. They must not lose hope, and they must always take precautionary measures of the COVID-19, and they must not stop training their horses. They must not lose hope in training their horses. There will be a better outcome for us.
The Namibia Horse Racing Association will hold its annual general meeting on the 20th of February 2021.
Enjoy these fantastic mid-month savings only at Clicks until 20 January. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, $89.99 per pack. Or buy Organics 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner 2 for $104. Buy Sunlight Summer Sensations Auto 2-in-1 washing powder 2 kgs. Or Laundry Liquid 1,5 liters 2 for $88. Clicks. Feel good, pay less.
In other leading stories, the Development Bank of Namibia has announced that it will launch COVID-19 business relief loans on the 18th of January 2021. The bank will provide finance equivalent to 3 months up to a maximum of 6 months working capital for enterprises affected by COVID-19. The term of the loan will be a maximum of 60 months. These relief loans will be available to both existing DBN SME borrowers and to enterprises which are not yet clients of the bank, as long as these enterprises have been in operation for at least 12 months and meet the qualifying criteria. Information on the qualifying criteria can be obtained from the bank's website from Monday the 18th of January or on information pamphlets available at all DBN offices in the course of late next week. The DBN and the Development Bank of Germany, KfW, have concluded a $450 million concessional loan agreement. DBN CEO Martin Nkumbi says they hope that the financial intervention will contribute to preserving continuity of SME business activities and to build a foundation for recovery. Although the bank will, through its normal SME lending, continue to finance SME startups, the priority for the COVID-19 business relief loans will be to preserve business continuity and preserve jobs, and therefore these loans are targeted at existing enterprises. DBN forecasts that the funding will offer financial relief to around 200 SMEs. Industries such as tourism, hospitality and transport and logistics that have experienced the largest loss of revenue due to the lockdown-related effects will be prioritized.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. At the 23rd COVID-19 briefing at State House, the Health Minister Kalumbi Shangula informed the public that they have made progress in attaining the vaccine and that the first doses are expected at the end of January. Arthur hopes that ministers and diplomats will be covered in the vaccination to ensure that they are safe, protected and in good health. Tembu said vaccination should start with the leaders and government workers. We look at the earlier planned lockdown of the Shoprite checkers by the affirmative repositioning movement this week in support of the plight of the workers with their union NAFAO. Namonongenda said this is long overdue and that they were sent by God to liberate Namibians. Flo said all he sees is the AR and asked when other political parties will join in. Benz Weisman said that he is in support 200%. Woodson said that they are coming for the retailer. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on DN1.
I'm feeling so bad because of I have been arrested. We are trying to sell to provide our kids with food, but the police they come to arrest us.
I was literally apprehended in Independence Avenue. I mean, there was no prior communications with the police or with Bonn or Benga Namibia. These guys literally just apprehended us on surprise.
And when you are talking in a manner that is exaggerated about brutality in this country, I should ask you in which country you live.
Yes, I can confirm that indeed there were 2 cell phones that were found after a search was conducted at the cells that the Fish Road accused us staying.
Do you understand the amount of money that the government has spent on the fight against COVID-19? Could they have spent 300 million on tracing people and managing people? Is that even possible?
Degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What do we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like it, man. Let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
The Americans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Widespread thunder showers will persist in the Kavango, Otterdon-Juba, Commerce and Hartap regions, so please do take the necessary precautions. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot in the northwest and extreme west, elsewhere partly cloudy and warm to hot with a few showers in the central north, otherwise cloudy with isolated to scattered thunder showers, but widespread thunder showers in the Kavango, Otterdon-Juba, Commerce and Hartap regions. The coast partly cloudy and cool to warm with a few showers over the central and southern coast, and the wind light to fresh northwesterly.
COVID-19 affects people very differently. Many people show no symptoms at all, but some are hospitalized for weeks. So what does the disease do to your body? The coronavirus enters through the mouth, nose or eyes. It then usually attaches itself to cells lining the nose, throat, airways or lungs. It can turn these cells into factories that multiply and spread the virus. For the majority, a fever, cough and breathlessness are as bad as it gets. But the virus can damage the small blood vessels lining the lungs and initiate clotting. The alveoli are tiny air sacs where oxygen goes into the blood. If they become inflamed, it can trigger pneumonia. Seriously ill patients need to be given oxygen as the lungs fill with fluid and debris.
I legit couldn't breathe. My oximeter was measuring under 88% oxygen levels, which is very dangerous. And the only time I ever thought my life was in danger was at that point.
COVID-19 doesn't just affect the lungs. It can also disrupt the immune system, which is used by the body to fight illnesses. Cytokines are part of the immune system that find and signal infections. For some people with severe COVID-19, this system can go into overdrive. If too many cytokines build up, it can cause an overreaction that damages healthy cells. This is called a cytokine storm for the most severe cases. COVID-19 can lead to seizures or even a coma. It can also cause brain problems that lead to strokes. The immune system overreacting can cause clots that stop the blood supply to parts of the brain. Brain inflammation, psychosis, and dementia-like symptoms can also affect seriously ill patients. The average length of the illness is 14 days, but many people have symptoms for much longer. Breathing problems and post-viral fatigue last for months in some cases.
I cannot walk for long simply because I will feel a little bit short of breath and I feel the need to sit down. And that's something that has never happened to me before.
Some of the people who are most likely to develop severe symptoms are older adults and those with underlying health conditions. It's not fully known how anyone will react to COVID-19 until they get it. So it's important for everyone to follow health guidance. What precautions are you taking to stay safe?
We know the world is a crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath, slow down, or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know. We're not only giving ourselves time to reset, we're giving nature time to restore, revive, restart. We're saving ourselves and we're saving the world. Stay home now so that we can welcome you to Namibia again soon. Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stay in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
Uncertainty, false news, and fear. Learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow. Learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers. Learn on. Learn on. Until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees, at kitchen tables, in riverbeds. Learning doesn't only happen between four walls. Learning happens in the small space of your enormous, beautiful mind. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn on one. Invite learning in.
you.